Good morning, everyone. Hope you guys are having a good Tuesday. Reason for me starting this a little late. I know you guys, I just started probably about 30 minutes earlier. To be honest, guys, I just, sometimes you have a slow day. I tweeted this out, but sometimes you just have a slow day when you're looking at the board, right? You're looking at the board and you're like, like, I don't know. It was just one of those mornings, guys. Maybe it's because, back-to-back losing days. Kind of just been a little bit cold, I'd say, the last like 3, 4, or 5 days or so. And yeah, when that happens, you just don't see the board as well, just how it goes. So yeah, I had like about one play. I have 3 plays. One of the plays like isn't really widely available, but it is on the 2 most popular American sports books and good offshore. So yeah, sorry. I know, like, if you're from Canada or maybe international, you can't play it, which kind of sucks. But then that's why I found like a 3rd place. So yeah, guys. Like I said, just wasn't seeing the board good. So was taking my time. I'm never gonna come on stream and just like have like a quote. I mean, I do have a quota to an extent, right? I have a quota to an extent with how many plays I need to get out. Like I need to at least bring 2 plays here, or else like what the hell is the point of doing this? So. But like the plays, I'm never gonna like bring some like forced bullshit just to just to fill the quota. So I was taking my time, and I'm sorry if like starting late threw something off, or didn't fit your schedule as well as the old time. But yeah, sorry. I just wanted to bring good quality to this stream. So I do have 3 plays today, which is nice. Con, how we doing? Let's see, bingo, already bet those. Sweet. Yeah, bingo. I'll get to those plays in a little bit. I think that just like at first glance, 2 of those especially, I completely agree with and had very strong leans on. So yeah, let's see. Let me quick get these plays typed up. What was the first one? Oh, yep. Okay, second one was, yeah, I got 2 from the same game. I think one thing that I realized with myself is that like these like big games where teams are clearly gonna take them more serious and not just like stick to like a normal rotation, and they'll make tactical adjustments and stuff like that. I've had a lot of success in the playoffs. I don't want to like be like that guy who's like, yeah, the playoffs are like so easy, because they're not easy, but I think that they are easier personally, and that's just because if you like know how to think the game, know how like to pick coaches' brains to an extent, and I feel like it's just way easier to predict schemes and minutes, just with like almost like common basketball sense. So I think that the Denver Boston game is like clearly a big game. And that's like one of the games to me that I have 2 plays in, 2 unders in, and I think that that's like a game that I feel pretty confident in my handicap on. So hopefully some normal variance after yesterday. Yeah, Liam, honestly, dude, I didn't even like, so like if you guys didn't know, I don't think I tweeted it to Twitter because I'm a little loser and like, why would I tweet? I recapped my Discord, of course, but I didn't recap on Twitter. I went 1-3 yesterday. I won a late ad with Yabusele over 19.5 PRA. I thought that was a pretty good bet. He played very good minutes without Embiid and Drummond. Then I lost. What did I lose? I lost 3 bets. So, oh yeah, the Booker one, dude. Honestly, the Booker one, that one was bullshit because of course he shot like shit, and maybe he could have got there on like normal shooting variance. But like the thing is, like the whole bet was like around Embiid playing, and like this wasn't the second night of a back-to-back. There's not a back-to-back tomorrow. He just literally sat. He literally just sat for no reason. So I mean, like he's listed questionable for every game. So I guess like, oh, you could have been careful, but like, I mean, dude, like he's questionable every game. There wasn't any back-to-back, and Embiid being ruled out, like. As soon as Embiid gets rolled out, I look at the first possession of the game. Booker gets blitzed. I'm like, yeah, this is losing. So yeah, that was super frustrating because just screwed up the whole handicap, even like the rebounding edge with handicap. So that was annoying. What else did I lose? I lost Pippen. That was a bad bet because I think he had a fair bit of potential assists. Maybe a little poor luck on conversion, but I also, the thing is, like with that one too, Luke Kennard was doubtful, and then he just got upgraded randomly throughout the day. Like doubtful, usually like 98% of the time they don't play. And Luke Kennard, like another guard, a good guard, he gets upgraded from doubtful. I don't know if I mentioned that in the write-up, but I definitely had that in the back of my head. So Luke Kennard gets upgraded to doubtful. Pippen doesn't play like the minutes I expect. I think I had him at like 32. He plays 27. So that also felt a little bit unlucky. I think he ended at 9 rebounds and assists. So maybe those extra minutes, if Kennard didn't play, could have got us there. Also, should have been more careful though with Memphis stuff, just with Taylor Jenkins and like his crit rotation. So I think that one's more so on me and a little bit unlucky. And then what was the other play I lost? So yeah, OG over 4.5 or 5.5 rebounds. My reasoning behind that was without Cat, he was like around 6.5 rebounds per 36, and then he played like 35 minutes, so good with that. And then like the reasoning was like, okay, so like the Magic don't have any good on-ball scores, so OG, like he's usually like point of attack, point of attack, point of attack. I thought that he was going to be more so like contesting less shots, playing less on-ball defense, just because they don't have like a go-to guy, right, who OG would guard. So like, yeah, that play didn't win, but like I think that my reasoning behind it was pretty sound, and it happened. So 1-3 day. Got 3 picks for today. Liam said most people struggle with playoffs. Yeah, I think it's just like playoffs is straight just like knowing the game and knowing basketball. And I think like watching, it's super easy. Like if you guys notice, I kind of like bet on the same teams, bet on players on the same teams kind of over and over again. And that's because I like the teams that I watch, used to have more natural feel for. I watch like pretty much every playoff game, especially like second round and on. So yeah, I think that helps too. I think that like the playoffs, you just have to be like a basketball, like a hoop head, a hoop fan, and you can do pretty well. You can like kind of see changes coming and see scheme changes and adjustments coming if you understand the game. Okay, guys, we got 143 people in here, so we are good to go for the props. First one, guys, this one was like a weird line. I really like this one at 22.5 because I know that it's a weird line, but let me quick get this up. Mark Williams over 21.5 PRA. Let's see if it's even still there. Oh, wow. Great. So this one moved a lot. Man, that sucks ass. Let's see if there's like a better way to play this, if there's like a better combo line to play this. So my reasoning, and to be honest, I still do like it at 23.5. I'd play this for like a half unit or so. More so thought that this was going to be at 22.5 after like it moved a little bit, but this one I did get out like kind of a while ago. So Cleveland's like a brutal matchup, like really, really bad matchup for what Mark does. Let's see, what's points and rebounds at 21.5. Okay. Well, we can crunch some numbers in a little bit. Houston too, he stayed under. Here's the thing. So Mark Williams, he's a really good center. He's like clearly the best like center for the Hornets. He was on a pretty harsh minute restriction because he took like a year off. He was hurt pretty badly. If you look at his last 3 games, 31 minutes. That was a competitive game. 28 minutes and then 28 minutes. So I have him at 28 minutes here. Hornets are at home against Phoenix. I think that with LaMelo, Brandon Miller, and they can stay competitive here. I think the spread's only 4.5 too. But yeah, let me quick look at my reasoning. So yeah. Obviously, I stated the minutes he's played last 3. So based off of that, I'm projecting him at 28 minutes. With LaMelo Ball on the court, Mark Williams, he's averaging 28.58 points and rebounds per 28 minutes. Straight up on the year, he's averaging 30.6 PRA per 28 minutes. So in like the non-LaMelo minutes, it'll probably be slightly better on a PRA basis. But like LaMelo in there is good for him because he's a good passer and a good pick and roll mate for him. So yeah, 28.58 PRA per 28 minutes. So like I said, I guess he's overperforming. It's not the biggest sample size, but I also like this matchup. So the Suns are on the second night of a back-to-back. They're below average against pick and roll man. They rank 19th there. The Suns bigs, I think the Suns bigs just suck. Like they're playing a lot of like Nurkic obviously sucks at defense. Plumlee sucks at defense. And then Oso, he's like a rookie. He's fine. I think he's probably a little bit better than those guys. But I mean, the Suns bigs are not good guys. They're not good defenders. They're not high IQ players. Suns, they're allowing the 9th most rebounds per game overall in the last 10 games. So yeah, guys, like I said, 28.58 PRA per 28 minutes with LaMelo on the court, and then straight up 30.6 PRA per 28 minutes. So I would probably have this line at like 27.5 or something like that. And yeah, like I said, I think it's a pretty good matchup. Suns aren't a great rebounding team. Not great against pick and roll man. Not great against putbacks if we go down here. Foul a fair bit, cuts. See, overall points in the paint, I don't think they're great. They're a little bit below average in overall points in the paint, which is they're at 18th. So yeah, guys, I think this is like a pretty solid matchup, and let's see what the better line is. If it's points and rebounds, because this is implying 2 assists, right? So so he's averaging 19.9 PR. And let's see, what are his minutes average? Mark Williams. So he's averaging 19.9 minutes and 19.9 PR. And then let's see, let's go to the Hornets. So that's a PR a minute. Like I said, I have him at 28 minutes. So we go to the Hornets, and then we can put LaMelo on the court. So Mark Williams is averaging, with LaMelo on the court, okay, so yeah, 21.08 and then 11.65 and then 4.03 assists. So let's just do PR, because I think PR might make a little more sense. Because I think the 4.03 assists especially might be, small sample size shit. Mark Williams is not like an assist guy. So yeah, I think the best current line, I totally get that I got 21.5 PRA and like maybe he gets 2 PRA or something. Or no, 2 assists. I think the best current line is to play the 21.5 points and rebounds. I think that makes the most sense because, like I said, he's averaging 19.9 minutes. He's averaging 19.9 PR, so that's literally exactly a PR per minute. And then if we go with LaMelo, 21.07 plus 11.65 divided by 36. Okay, so that's like 0.91 PR per minute, and then times 28. So yeah, and that still puts him at 25.4. And like I said, I think it's a slightly above average matchup. So yeah, I think the best current way to play this is 21.5 points and rebounds for Mark Williams. Yeah, I think that line that I got was pretty bad. It was like I tracked it. It was minus 110 at 365. I'm tracking it at minus 130 because there was like that at MGM and Fliff, and then it was like minus 140 at Caesars and Prop Builder. So I tracked it at minus 130 because I know not everyone. There's only one book, and not everyone has Bet365, even though I think most people do, but I don't think everyone does. So, okay, cool. Let's go back over here. Okay, moving on to the next game. 2 props, 2 unders from Boston versus Denver. This one is not widely available, unfortunately. And I posted this one like a little bit ago. Maybe it moved. Don't know. Peyton Pritchard, okay. So yeah, moved a point. That's fine. Because I also really like points and assists, points and rebounds. Let's see. Okay, so the best current line I'd say is 15.5 points and rebounds under at DraftKings and FanDuel. Obviously, Prop Builder has 18.5 PRA. I think that's really good. I think that even just like under points is good. Literally anything you can get down under on, like 12.5 at DK under is good. If you need DK, best way to play it is under 12.5, I'd say. Or points and assists. I'd say points and rebounds at DK minus 110 under FanDuel under 15.5 points and rebounds. That's how I'd play it. And then yeah, Prop Builder if you're offshore, under 18.5 PRA. So my reasoning behind Pritchard here, I'm not going to use this graph because obviously the shit's like basically all green. He's gonna be having a good hit rate. But if we look at last game, guys, so this is like a very similar game environment. They're playing against one of the better teams in the league on the road. No one's on the injury report for Boston. Knowing my luck, the whole team's about to get sick. Just kidding. I have good luck. I've had good luck this year. I'm not gonna, just because I've had a couple losing days, I'm not gonna act like I'm like unlucky. I've had good luck. So yeah, Pritchard only played 11 minutes, and yeah, maybe he got cut a little short because he shot 0 for 5. But the thing is, guys, like so Brown and Tatum are locked into big minutes. White's locked into big minutes. Kristaps is locked into like his 30 minutes or so. I think Drew is pretty locked in too, right? Like, I mean, he's just a way more impactful player than Peyton Pritchard. They're fully healthy. But also the cherry on top of that is that I think that this is like a ceiling minute spot for Al Horford, because Denver is probably always going to have Russ or Peyton Watson on the court, and you'd rather have Horford guarding Jokic 1-on-1, but then also you could play both of them at the same time, Horford and Porzingis, and then have Porzingis roam off of either Russ or Peyton Watson. So, because those guys are like non-shooters, even like Christian Brown, probably, to be honest with you. So yeah, I think that this is a good matchup for obviously Horford to see the floor, but it's also a good matchup for them to share the floor together. And like I said, I think this is a ceiling spot for Al's minutes with no injuries, right? So like with the current lineup that they're putting out. So yeah, I just think that there's like not many minutes to go around, like at all. Like all the starters are locked into good minutes. I would think, like maybe I guess like Drew, I don't know. I think Drew's, like I said, a really good player and locked in for good minutes. But yeah, so he only played 11 minutes last game, guys. Like this is like a very similar game environment. I'm gonna project him out for 16 minutes, and Peyton Pritchard this year per 16 minutes, he's only averaging 12.7 PRA. Like I said, so like 18 and a half, like in like any combo under, I think is good. Like, because you just want to, like, this is a fade on his minutes, right? So you want to combine as much as possible. Yeah, and then also like that's like a season long number, right? And like there's been so many games where Kristaps has missed time, where Drew has missed time, where Brown has missed a few games. Like that's like complete ceiling stuff. Like this is worse than ever, because he's going to be sharing the floor with like, you know, the good players. You know, he's not going to get like those like shitty minutes with like a Kada or like a Jordan Walsh where he has like high usage. Like he's always going to be like the third option at highest probably when he's on the court in these minutes, and that's not indicative in his whole season long sample size. So really, it's probably like, I don't know, it's probably lower than this 12.7, like when he's sharing the floor with the actual with the Celtics actual top players, you know. So yeah, I just think that this Pritchard line is way too high. Like it's like completely factoring in like season long stuff, and it just like this is like a complete good fade spot. And I'm actually like, I don't know what his line closed at last game, dude, but like I'm actually really mad at myself for not getting in on that. So I think that the low minutes continue for Pritchard as long as no one randomly gets ruled out for Boston. And yeah, I guess maybe if it's a blowout that could cook this too. But you know, what's the spread on this thing? Spread is 6 points. It is in Denver, which I think should help keep the game close. So yeah, guys, as long as this game stays semi-competitive, I think we could survive like 3 or 4 minutes of Pritchard garbage time. So yeah, just think that this line is like way too high. Only have him at 16 minutes. Okay, another fade from the same game. I'm fading Russ under 24.5 PRA. So obviously Aaron Gordon is still out. He practiced yesterday. Like maybe we get lucky and you know, he gets like a random upgrade, because I'm sure he'd love to play in this game. I don't know if he's doubtful or already ruled out. I think it's already probably ruled out and stuff. I could be wrong, but I did see that he practiced yesterday. But like this whole handicap's based on Aaron Gordon not playing. Because even if Aaron Gordon doesn't play, guys, like, dude, the Nuggets are starting Murray, Westbrook, Brown, Porter, and Jokic, right? So to match up with Tatum, dude, I just think that this is like a Watson spot, right? Like you need Peyton Watson here to guard Tatum, like 100% in my opinion, dude. Because like Christian Brown. So obviously, guys, Murray's locked into his minutes. Jokic is locked into his minutes. Porter should be locked into his minutes. I mean, without Aaron Gordon, I just think you need his spacing. Denver needs his scoring. Michael Porter can't guard Jason Tatum. MPJ is not a good defender. Christian Brown is Christian Brown's actually like very strong. He's like a very solid defender. I think he kind of matches up perfectly with Jaylen Brown, who's like a very physical driver. So I think that he's pretty locked into his minutes. It just doesn't make sense to play Russ over Peyton Watson, in my opinion. like to guard, because he's just so by far the best option without AG to guard Tatum. And like Russ, like we've seen Russ not even like when Aaron Gordon missed time earlier, it was Peyton Watson starting and stuff. So yeah, I just think that it makes no sense to play Russ over Peyton Watson here, and I think that will come to fruition. So I'm really low on Russ's minutes. On top of that, we know Boston likes to defend one-on-one. Maybe they roam off Russ. Maybe he makes some open threes. I don't know. He's not a good three-point shooter, so that's not like a high probability of him shooting good from deep. That could also just like make him like a liability on offense as well if Boston deploys some shit. But how Boston likes to defend is Murray. They'll probably play Murray and drop. They'll probably play Jokic one-on-one, and that's just not going to be good for like the other guys. So I think it's like a pretty bad matchup. And if they do choose to like leave him wide open and roam, like I said, he'll have to first of all make the shots to not be a massive liability, and being like a liability is a way to move minutes. And yeah, so if he does make the shots, he makes the shots. He stays on the floor. They defend well somehow without Watson on the floor. I just think like a lot has to go right for Russ to get minutes. So I have him for like, I don't know, like 26 minutes or so. So let's do like 22 to 36 minutes. Let's do with Jokic, with Murray. And then, so yeah, he's only averaging 22.3 PRA in this sample with these minutes, under in 8 out of 13. But obviously Boston's like a good defense. They are 6th in defensive rating. So if we filter, let's just do top half teams in defensive rating. Yeah, so he went over a lot of those games were just against like shitty teams, right? Top half the teams in defensive rating, 22 to 32 minutes with Jokic and Murray, only averaging 19.9 PRA, under an 8 out of 9. So yeah, guys, overall, oh, perfect. So when I bet this was actually like not super widely available, but it is now. It's actually 24.5 basically everywhere. So that's awesome. Yeah. So widely available line as well. You can look at the prices here. Prop Builder has the best current price. This is overall a fade on his minutes. So like I said, just like think it makes 0 sense to not play Watson solid minutes. And if you want to go like in reverse here, I guess Watson's at 7.5. Don't know how much I love that. So let's see, what has he been playing? He played 34 last game, 19, 24, 26. So he's been playing pretty good minutes. What's his rebounds? 33.5 plus money. Yeah. So I guess we could maybe look at that later. But like I said, just don't think that Russ is a good matchup for here. And I think that there's like someone who directly will take away from his minutes, who is like a perfect matchup to guard Tatum for Denver at least. So yeah, fading Russ here under 24.5 PRA. Hopefully I feel like these unders were pretty sharp looks. I feel like all three of these were like pretty sound looks. So hopefully we get rewarded with like a winning day with these. Okay, let's get to the comments. I'm not feeling Pritchard, man. Nuggets give up a lot of points. Yeah, okay, bingo. That's the thing. Like I said, this is a good matchup. Maybe I should have talked about that. It is a good matchup. Nuggets are a good spot up team. But bingo, like what do you project his minutes for? Because like I can't get there with his minutes. I think it's like 2 8-minute stints at max, like in a competitive game. Like that's just what I see. Like I don't know. I just can't get there with his minutes. Like I said, like who is he taking minutes from? Like not Drew, I don't think. Definitely not D White. Definitely not Tatum. Definitely not Brown. And if we get a lot of Horford and Kristaps, like I think we do, then it's just like it's really hard to find minutes for him. 20 to 25. All right, bingo. I completely disagree with that. Unless you're projecting like the Celtics win by 30 points, I don't know how you get to 20 to 25 minutes. Okay. I like Russ under. Yeah, appreciate that. Thoughts on Porzingis over PA? So I think it's a good matchup for him. I think the thing is, Boston, they're not a very pick and roll centric team. They're like a very like Jaylen Brown and Tatum beat their man one-on-one, either score or score and drive and kick. So yeah, Denver, like I said, they don't have great defenders. They're not a great defense. They're gonna have to overhelp if they don't want this to be a layup line. They have to overhelp because they have no rim protection with Jokic. Yeah, they have no rim protection with Jokic, so they're gonna have to help in isolation. Denver, obviously, they leak a ton of spot ups because of this, and Kristaps I don't know how much post up usage. I think it's a good matchup for him for sure. Let's see. We can go. Let's just do with everyone healthy: Tatum, Brown, White, Drew, and Horford. So he's went over in all four. So that's good. That's good. So his usage has stayed pretty steady. We can go to last year. He played. I know he missed some time. Played 29 minutes. I'd probably have him with like 27 to 32 because I do see a cap on his minutes, unfortunately. 27 to 32 with everyone healthy last year, 14 out of 21. Yeah, definitely think it's a pretty good look for 17 and a half points for him. Let's see, PA 19 and a half. This is some decent numbers. Yep, good stuff there. And great stuff there. Yeah, I think Demi, I think this is a good find for sure. I really like this. Especially like if you have ESPN Caesars 365 minus 130 or better. I think that's a good look. And yeah, both have great hit rates, and I can see the matchup because they're going to have to overhelp on Tatum and Brown because or else, like I said, it's just going to be a layup line, and they tend to do that anyways. Kristaps definitely does a fair bit of spotting up, pick and roll man. Like I said, Jokic will have to show body there. You can't let these guys get to the heart of the defense. Post up, like I said, I don't know. It's just like it's 1-on-1 against Jokic, and he can score on him easily there. So yeah, think it's a pretty good matchup. Like I said, if there's one person who I actually do kind of want to fade from Boston, it is Tatum. Unless he's just absolutely cooking in isolation, I think that it's just like I said, they're gonna have to overhelp on him on drives because they just don't have like the personnel, they don't have the rim protection, and Denver just naturally like pick and roll. It's a tough matchup. Isolation, I guess they'll let him go 1-on-1. So like I said, unless he's absolutely cooking in isolation, like step back threes and shit, I think it's going to be a little bit of tough sledding for Tatum. Brown, Denver's not a great transition defense, and I always like Jaylen Brown in situations like that. But so I would lean like Tatum to fade over Brown. But yeah, even like D White, Kristaps, I think those guys have good matchups. And like Pritchard does have a good matchup, but like I said, I just think his minutes are super, super overprojected. Porter over. So yeah, the thing is, Sleazus Porter over. I think it's a really bad matchup for his points. I couldn't get there with the fade because if we're looking at this, like his points have been so good without Aaron Gordon, with Murray and Jokic. And they've just been, he's like, if you look at his recent games, he's just been trending good. Like Spurs are a pretty, they play Jokic 1-on-1. They play drop. They're a pretty similar matchup. They limit spot ups, and he was still like getting there with ease against the Spurs, even though he was pretty efficient, to be fair. But yeah, Porter, I couldn't get there to his under points, and I thought that Russ was a better under. But I wouldn't play anything over Porter points related. But I could get there with rebounds, even though it's like this is a little bit low. Jokic, just like the spacing with Boston is so good that Jokic, like he's just not going to be able to like sit in the paint, right? He's going to have to be kind of around the perimeter a little bit more. Boston doesn't really crash the offensive glass a ton. And I think that like rebounding I don't think rebounding really matters with Gordon. Like it matters with Jokic. And he has good hit rates there. So like 5.5 rebounds I could get behind. But yeah, the points and assists, I don't think it's a good spot for that personally. Okay. Is there any other spots, any other leans you guys have you guys want me to touch on? Or oh yeah, so get some comments going. I gave up my 3 plays already. Let's see. Was there any other strong leans that I have? This is a lean I have. I think that's interesting. Okay, Con, I'll get to yours first. Quentin Grimes, 2.5 assists, 6.5 rebounds and assists. So yeah, Dallas, I don't know what they're going to do with the starting lineup. His potentials have been really good. Obviously, you'd want to go rebounds and assists. So here, I think really juiced, man. Yeah, so Grimes, you'd have to play a 7.5 here. I don't think you want to lay that type of juice. But yeah, without Kyrie and Luka, last couple games been going crazy with that. Good usage, good stuff. Let's see. Yeah. So 26 minutes. He's been cooking without Kyrie and Luka, so I think this is a good look for sure. 9 potentials, 12 potentials. What's his usage been? Because that's a good indicator too. Usage 22%, 22.9%, 24%. So he's had 22% usage the last 4 games, and then without Kyrie and Luka, 17, 20. So yeah, and they didn't start a point guard. They're kind of like done with like Dinwiddie. I guess we could go, let's go like 18% to 26% or 25, 24% around there. Okay, let's try this out. And then let's do like 24 plus minutes. I think that's an absolute floor. Yeah. I mean, so this is pretty much exactly what we're seeing without Kyrie or Luka. So this is with Luka even. Yeah, I think this is a good look for sure. This makes a ton of sense. And Lakers not a great defense. I think Lakers allow a ton of assists. Yep, 24th most in assists. Yep. This is a solid look. That 6.5 rebounds and assist line, super juiced with that one actually, especially the FanDuel one. Especially if you have a juice reducer, I think that's a really good look. That's a really sleeper one. This is a prop that, like, me personally, I'd have to like see, like, focus in on Grimes and like see what he's doing on the ball to see like if it's like sustainable and stuff. Because like Quentin Grimes, you just don't think of as like a rebounds and assist guy, but yeah, all the numbers point to it. So Dammy said Lively. Yep, Dammy, this is like something I was like leaning super hard with. So the thing is, so Lively, they have Kleber, but they don't have Gafford. So, and they're playing against Anthony Davis. So I can envision really good minutes for him. He really like doesn't play, like he's only played 30 or more minutes. Okay, he's done it more than I thought. He never really plays like massive minutes. So I think you might have a cap on his minutes. But let's see. Let's like realistically, bro, without Gafford versus Anthony Davis, a team that has Anthony Davis, you would think that 28 plus minutes is like he should be tapped in with that. He obviously could get into foul trouble, so that's like a thing. But I think you'd have to project him for like 30 to 32 minutes or so, and then yeah. So rebounds are a good look. Points, pretty good look for sure. Points and rebounds, yeah, and then 18.5 at DraftKings too. I don't mind his assists either. I think he could be used as a hub a little bit without. Let's see, he had 4 potentials assists versus Memphis only. But a lot of those dribble handoff assists don't get registered as potentials because they don't have that stuff. They don't have primary playmaking. And if we go to the matchup, let's see. Yeah, so points in the paint, Lakers are terrible. Oh yeah, Lakers are really bad there. So Lakers are really bad at points in the paint. Pick and roll, man, they're bad there, or they're average there. Transition, bad there. I guess Lively gets out in transition. That's a little bit surprising. Putbacks, so that's good for both rebounds and points, obviously, for Lively. And they're really bad there. Like, really, really bad. So this is a really, really good – this is actually like a great matchup for D-Live, to be honest. And if you – so, okay, let's look a little bit more into this. I think – just like being fair, if you got to factor in like foul trouble is always an out for Lively, blowouts always an out. They do have Kleber, but they don't have Gafford. I think let's be conservative and do. I think 30 is a good median. 30 is probably a good median. Let's go to the Mavericks. Let's take Luka and Kyrie off the court. Okay. So Lively, it's not a really big sample size. You know, his field goal percentage is always going to be high, so that's not like an outlier or anything. Okay, let's quick do a little bit of math. Okay, so 11.34 plus, actually, let me, 30. Okay, 83333. Okay, quick do a little math. 11.34 plus 3.12 plus 12.17. So 26.65 times 0.8333 times a minute. So the minute, damn. So the line's probably fairly set. He's averaging 22.2 points, rebounds, and assists per 30 minutes. Like I said, I feel like I'm being conservative there. And it's also a great matchup. And then the hit rates are really good when he plays like minutes, right? Yeah, I have a pretty strong lean to the over here for sure, Dammy. And if you can get down on DraftKings, I think that this is because you're getting like a little discount. I think that this points and rebounds line is really really good at because like yeah, look at the points and rebounds minutes. Yeah, see, am I being like nitpicky? Yeah, so when you put it to 26, though, it gets kind of shitty. Like I said, though, I think that this is a good filter. Yeah, so very, very strong lean to the lively over for sure. I think it's damn. I actually do really want to play this, man. I really do. Because this is really such a good matchup. Yeah, I'll think about this. But this is Dammy. I think this is a great look. Shoto, how we doing, my guy? Shoto, what are you on today? What are your leans looking like? I want to hear what you're thinking today. Rain said, what you think about LaMelo 4+3s? Oh wow, 4+. That's really low for LaMelo. So they are playing against Phoenix, who pick and roll handler above the break threes. So they are more of a drop team. You don't really play LaMelo and drop, but I think that he just gets some things up. He really does. Yeah, it's crazy. Yes, LaMelo's averaging 4.4 threes. Yeah, I think this makes a ton of sense, dude. Because this is just straight up low for LaMelo, right? 3 4 11, 4 for 13, 5 for 11, 3 for 18, 3 for 8 against Philly. Only played 26 minutes, and so he played 33 minutes in his first game back from injury. I thought that there was a chance that maybe. Okay, let's just do like 30 plus. Yeah, dude, with 30 plus minutes, because he had a couple weird games. One where he got benched for Trey Man, and the Heat are very tough. Okay, so obviously, I think most of his threes are out of the pick and roll. Heat's a tough matchup. Bucks, not a tough matchup. And 3 for 18, 3 for 11. 3-pointers attempted. So 12 threes, 10 threes, 12, 14, 16. Dude. Like, look at this shit, man. He gets this is a really good bet. I think this is a great bet. Yeah, I think this is a really good bet, dude. I think that, he's probably going to get up like 12 here or some shit. And then, yeah, the DraftKings price is great. You said -120 at FanDuel. Those are two great prices. Yeah, this is a great bet, Rain. Really, really good bet. Why not G? This is my first play of the day. I got it at 21.5. It's now 23.5. I think that the better play is now 21.5 PR. So yeah, why not G? This is a great bet. Yeah, Rain. This really is a crazy, crazy bet. I think that like 30 should be a floor, dude. Like at the crib. No. Yeah, at the crib. I think they stay. Phoenix is not that good of a team. I think they stay competitive. He played 33 in a game. Let's see, and we can even like tone it down from 30. Let's see, minutes. Let's do like 28. So yeah, 28 is still really, really good too. So yeah, 28 feels like an absolute floor. Obviously, if he gets hurt, or some shit. Yeah, dude, this is a really good bet for LaMelo. Ryan Dunn should be on him, who is a tough matchup. But yeah, I mean, Phoenix is more so a drop team. Like, you're not saying that he won't get blitzed, but he just chucks some bitches anyways. Yeah, so this is a really good bet. I might actually hop in on this because it is pretty widely available too. But yeah, I'd say more so just like, yeah, the DraftKings line, and if the -120, that's great. Okay. Let's see. Is there any other leans you guys want me to touch on? I think you guys have been, yeah, you guys gave me 3 really, really nice plays, I think. Oh, sorry, bingo. I never got to this. Okay, so yeah, Jokic. So we talked about this. Yeah, Jokic stuff. I'm all in on. I think Jokic has a great matchup. I mean, he seems to get there with assists. We played them twice last year. Let's see. Yep, 55 PRA in each game last year. 11 assists, 9 assists. He just finds a way to get it done. Like I said, I think more so the points would be the way to go. Yeah, I think more so points because like scoring's way up this year, like way up. I mean, dude, basically Jokic like scores 30 points in every game that's competitive, and this is a team that doesn't like to double a ton. He's averaging 31.5 points. Without Aaron Gordon, maybe we could take away that, and then with Jamal Murray because Porter hasn't missed a game. 9 out of 12 hit rate, 33 points per game. Like I said, shouldn't get doubled a ton. I was very close to making this an official play, by the way. Yeah, very, very close to making it an official play. Love Jokic stuff. Would think that points is probably the best look though too. Because yeah, just like I mean, dude, Jokic is like the best scorer in the world, even though he doesn't average like the most points all the time. Dude, just because like at heart he wants to pass, dude, he's not going to be able to pass in this matchup if they want any chance to win. Like he's going to have to score 40. So yeah, Jokic overs, ton of sense here. What was the other one you said? Miles Bridges 6.5 rebounds. I could check that out. Off first glance, I probably don't really like that because I think that he'll be the primary guy on Durant. Actually, yeah, because you're not going to put LaMelo on Booker. Let's see, it's actually maybe you see Josh Green on KD, and then Miles on like Dunn, LaMelo on Tyus. Yeah, okay, I could actually maybe I'll get behind that because yeah, I'd probably put Josh Green on KD and then who on Booker? Brandon Miller maybe, or maybe Brandon Miller on KD because Miles Bridges isn't a great defender. So yeah, okay. 6.5. He's been playing. He played 26 minutes only. That's a little bit concerning, to be honest. 39 before that. 39. I mean, he just been crushing this line. So yeah, a good price on DK, good price on 365. Those are probably the only two prices that I like. The thing is, guys, with like props, you can find like so many shit that the props that are hard to find are like the ones that are truly like widely available. You know, you can find good bets, but it's tough to find things that are like, yeah, I like this at this. I like this up to here because I probably like this up to like minus 125, minus 130, and yeah, ESPN bets like a tough book for people to get stuff down on. But yeah, I think that Miles makes a fair bit of sense, and Phoenix rebounds allowed, so they're a little bit slightly under average. Yeah, I mean, you can't argue with this at all, and as long as he's not going to be the KD guy. Slightly Daniels, PA versus Jazz, no Jalen Johnson. Okay, yeah, I like that. So Dyson is great in transition, like really good in transition, very reliant on it. Very reliant. Jazz are like a catch and shoot transition funnel. That's literally Dyson to a T. Game should stay competitive in Utah, I would think. 17.5. So yeah, let's go with Trey without Jalen. So Bogey is playing. I don't know if that's gonna make big difference. Maybe it does. Yeah. So Dyson transition. Yeah. Let's just see with Trae Young. Actually, maybe I take this back. Yeah, no Jalen. I don't know if yeah, he probably sees slight boost there. I think this line's probably properly set, to be honest. I'd probably lean over just because of the transition aspect, but I don't think it's like a crazy edge here. Because yeah, Bogey's just missed so much time too. DFS 2+3s. Oh no, yeah, Lakers, Dallas. So Dallas is definitely more of a spot up funnel. Where are they? Yep. Don't defend the corners. Great. Not great in spot up. So he went 5 for 6 from deep for 5 for. Oh no. Whoa. What are you? 2 for 6 against Houston. So Houston's not a good matchup at all. DFS, they definitely traded for him to give him like 24 to 30 minutes, I would think. He's a good player. Definitely impacts winning. So all the games he's played with, this is his first game. Shot 0 for 2 in 20 minutes. 1 for 4 in 24 minutes. 2 for 3 and 23 and 6. I probably think he shoots like 4 or 5 threes. I don't so at the price it's fine. I wouldn't play it personally. But I don't think it's a terrible, I don't think it's a bad look at all. Jaden said Devin Booker was a dude. Like I said, that show was so dead by the moment Embiid got ruled out. That show was so dead. Or it wasn't dead, but it was like once Embiid got ruled out, like such a big edge was gone, and then started like he's just got. You see the first pick and roll, he gets blitzed, just bye bye, and then on top of that, he probably could have got there with like normal shooting variance, but yeah, so very tough watch all around. Tough outcome for sure. But okay, I like AD over 25.5. Scared to pull the trigger because of blowout. Guy, I wouldn't be. Jaden, I wouldn't be afraid of blowout here, dude. It's in Dallas, and the Lakers are not a good team. Like, are you thinking about like late? Because the Lakers shouldn't get blown out by this Dallas team, but also the Lakers aren't good enough to really blow out a team on the road, especially like a team that is well coached, has solid role players and stuff. Even though Luka and Kyrie are out, I wouldn't be afraid of blowout here. 25.5 AD. Let's see. So that's not great opponent defense. Dallas does allow a ton of stuff in the paint. Lively is a pretty solid individual defender. Post up. So yeah, I don't know if they double him in post up situations with Lively. I don't think that they would. 25.5. So it's FanDuel has it. Pretty good hit rates, no D-Lo, which I think is like slightly good for him in the long term. Yeah, I don't think this is like a terrible look for sure. I also don't think it's like a outlier stuff though. I'm pretty neutral on it. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I could definitely because Jackson Hayes was out of the rotation. Jackson Hayes was out of the rotation, so yeah, that could make a ton of sense for sure. I think that could be a good edge going forward. And Jaden, if you're like a Lakers fan, and you see stuff like that, I'd say just trust your gut on it because that's like really smart thinking, honestly. That's very. Oh, actually, and also Jaden, I'm kind of being unfair to your AD look because I completely forgot that he has the game where he got hurt in. Yeah, he's averaging 26.8. Yeah, like I said, slightly an over for sure. Yeah, but yeah, Jaden, if you see stuff like that, because I do stuff like that with the Wolves all the time, like that Mike Conley stuff that I tweeted out yesterday about his PRA line dropped to 10.5, dude. That was him playing with the bench was going to be so much better for him because, dude, it's like he's like a pure spot up guy when he in like all his minutes because all his minutes come with Randall and A. So it's like it's uses him terrible, and plus he's like once he moved to the bench, he was playing like 22 minutes a game with the starters. Like his minutes were going to stay the same. So that's another thing. Look for tonight. Wait for Mike Conley's lines, and if they're super low, like it was 10.5, and I mean, like I said, moving to the bench is like probably better for him. So yeah, if you notice little things with your team that you watch, I mean that's a massive edge. Najee Marshall under 15.5. So I probably would disagree with that personally. Off the court, Kyrie and Luka, Najee has some pretty crazy numbers. Not the biggest sample size, but he's literally averaging 18.32 field goal attempts and 4.7 shot attempts. I think this is probably due to regress a little bit. Like Najee is not a crazy good shot creator by any means, but I mean this is some crazy numbers, and teams are probably okay with Najee like trying to like do his thing or teams for sure are okay with Najee trying to do his things one-on-one. Like he's not gonna like face any tough coverages. So he played 33 minutes too, so he's pretty close to that 36. I think he maybe Najee's like one of their better players too. So I actually I disagree with this and actually lean over, to be honest. And I know I say I lean over on most stuff. I think it's tough to get to unders just like based off of numbers. You really have to like dig deep to find unders, and yeah, because like most of the time when like unders hit, it's like off of weird stuff that you can't predict a lot of the times. So yeah, but like I do think that like the numbers kind of are not in your favor. A couple 14.5s out there too. Prop builder, ESPN bet, Bovada. Yeah, I think that's actually like a good overlook. Just like, yeah, so whatever like the team's coverages are, like it really doesn't matter. It's like if he's gonna get the usage, he's gonna get the usage. Let's see, what was Najee's usage last game? 22%. Yeah, pretty solid. He took 15 shots, so he shot like shit, and still had 16 points. Okay, well I think that's about to do it. Appreciate all the comments. If you guys joined late and we're just hearing me talk about people's leans and stuff, I'll quick give you a run over. So this line did move to 23.5, unfortunately. The new way to play this is 21.5 PR. But basically, he's averaging close to a PR a minute. It's a good matchup with the Suns, and he's played 31, 28, and 28 minutes the last three. So you project him out for 28, which might be slightly on the conservative edge. It just like it comes out to like he's averaging a PR a minute. It was a little bit less, like slightly less with LaMelo. Yeah, it comes out to like a projection of like 25.5, 26 for PR, just for PR. With LaMelo on the court, and the Suns slightly under average in defense versus pick and roll man. Bad rebounding team, and they have just bad centers in my opinion, like bad defensive centers. So yeah, Mark Williams was my first play. Pritchard under 19.5 PRA. So basically, he only played 11 minutes last game. I think it's a ceiling minute for Horford, ceiling spot for Horford minutes off the bench. Just because I think he's better to guard Jokic than KP is. And then, but also like with Denver having non-shooters like Watson and Russ, I think that you could play them both together and have Kristaps as a roamer. So I think I see like it's a big time game. The starters are going to play big minutes. Everyone's healthy. There's not a single person on the injury report. He only played 11 minutes. So I projected him for 16 minutes, and his per 16 minutes this year, he's only averaging 12.7 PRA. So it's like, I'm cool with 18.5. I'm cool with under 15.5 PR, under 15.5 PA, under 12.5 points, all that good stuff. And like in a season long PRA numbers, like a lot of people have missed time, so they're higher than they are. And I literally think this game will have to go to garbage time for Pritchard to have a chance here. So yeah, just love that Pritchard fade. And then Westbrook under 24.5 PRA. I think you might be having some better numbers at this point, but my reason I'm low on his minutes here. I think that Peyton Watson over Russ minutes makes so much sense to guard Tatum. I think like MPJ is locked into minutes, Jokic locked in, Murray locked into big minutes, and then Brown is also like a perfect matchup for JB with his physicality. So I just think that Russ is like a really bad in a really bad minute spot because Watson just makes like 10 times more sense in my opinion to give big minutes to guard Tatum. And then yeah, just like low hit rates with Murray and Jokic against teams that are like in the top half of the league in defensive rating, which obviously Boston at full strength. They're 6th on the year, and full strength they're probably even better. And also, they'll probably play Jokic one-on-one. They'll play Murray and drop probably. So yeah, they're good transition defense as well. Just I think there's a lot of stuff going against Russ here for minutes wise, matchup wise, and yeah, so I'm fading Russ as well. Yeah, and then with 22 to 32 minutes with Jokic and Murray, team's top half in the league in defensive rating, 23 or less PRA in 8 out of 9 games, averaging 19.9 PRA in those games. So yeah, love a Russ fade here as well. All right. Well, appreciate you guys tuning in. Sorry for being a little late. Like I said, just like wasn't seeing the board great. Goku, I think you need to get rebounds in there because it's a minutes-based bet. So you want to like the market is clearly, in my opinion, low on his minutes. So you got to get points and rebounds for sure, or points and rebounds and assists. Yeah, so yeah, sorry for like starting about 30 minutes late. Like I said, guys, I wasn't seeing the board good. I wasn't about to come here with like one play, so I needed to take a little extra time. But we got 467 people in here. Appreciate all you guys tuning in. Appreciate especially all the people who left a good comment and stuff, gave me good stuff to talk about. And yeah, be back tomorrow. You guys have a good Tuesday.